Hello, everybody. This is Skip Elsheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show, where we watch old 16mm films, and occasionally I remember to hit the premiere button when I pre-record and upload to YouTube, because when I don't, then that means that you can't live comment, and then we're all bummed out. So I apologize for that on Friday. It's just something I forgot. So we just watched a whole movie from Hendersonville, North Carolina, where they were celebrating the Apple Festival. And I'm in Hendersonville right now with my wife, and we were walking around downtown. It's a beautiful little place. They have a pinball museum, which is pretty cool. That is also the same street where the aquarium, where they had the pregnant stingray that had no mate, that whole scandal went down. But yeah, it's really quaint. And Katrina found a German restaurant that we went to, and here I am drinking a Vita Malt, which they had on the menu as being a German root beer, and it is not a German root beer. It is a malt beverage. It's like alcohol. It's like a non-alcoholic malt beer. It was, I can't recommend it. Supposedly it was good for me, but the crazy thing is, and this is insane, I'm sitting there, and this guy comes up, and he says, "Hey, Skip, I want to introduce myself. I'm Woody Dotson." I was like, "Wait, Woody from the show?" And he's like, "Yeah." And so he was there at the restaurant, meeting family, and he doesn't even live in Hendersonville. He just saw me walk past the window and saw us sit down and came over, and he recognized Katrina because, she's been on the show. So he lives like over near Cherokee. So he doesn't even live in Hendersonville. And we both decided to eat German food at the same place. What an amazing world we live in. It's so crazy. But I'm excited that I added Woody to the people in the chat who I haven't met before. So hi, Woody. Everybody say hi to Woody. He's an awesome guy. And I'm sure that his family were probably like, when he said, "Hey, it's Skip," probably like, "Who?" Anyways, so this is a pre-recorded show because we're going to be driving back to Raleigh during this time. So what we're going to watch? We're going to watch, let's see, Canaries Are Fun, a wonderful film about how great canaries are as pets. We're going to watch The Proof is Everywhere, which I believe is a film about AC Delco spark plugs. Then we're going to watch Kimono, which talks about kind of the history of kimonos in Japan. And then finally we're going to round it out with The Daily Double, which is an odd film about wine. Made by a wine, I think it's a wine distributor, or who is it? It's Wilding Pictures, who did a lot of industrial films, but I don't know who they did it for. The Wine Advisory Board. There you go. Anyhow, it's been a great visit here in Hendersonville, especially, meeting a fan. That was awesome. But, yeah, if you like our show, hit the thumbs up. And we will be back in Raleigh tomorrow on Tuesday. So enjoy the films, and we will see you soon. Take care. Bye.
Tom and Peggy couldn't help feeling a little sad. It was Pedro's last day on Earth. Buffaloes, Indians, and several distinguished presidents of these United States interrupted their stay inside Pedro and once again saw the light of day. And it was a very particular day, a day of important decision. Tom and Peggy had to decide what to buy for Mother's birthday. They had already agreed that the gift must be something special, something extra special. Peggy said there must be at least $100 in their bank, enough to buy Mother the most wonderful present in the world. But Tommy, who was a man of affairs, realized that Pedro's capacity had been limited, and the most wonderful present in the world would have to be very inexpensive. But what was it to be? They thought and they talked and they thought some more, but still they couldn't decide. That night after dinner, they still hadn't made up their minds. They held a whispered conference while Father read and Mother knitted. Mother knew something was happening and asked them what the conspiracy was about. But, of course, they wouldn't say. It was Father who quite innocently came to their rescue. Every night before bedtime, he would read to Tom and Peggy. Tonight, he was to tell them about canaries. Father first showed them a map of the Canaries' original home, the Canary Islands, the islands of Madeira and the Azores. In a canary book Father had brought home, he showed them pictures of various types of canaries. The color of the original wild bird closely resembles the tame variety known today as the green canary. The pictures in the book were alive with color. Here were types of canaries that children had never dreamed of. Tommy liked the red siskin because the bright feathering brought to mind some exciting jungle adventure in a strange land. Peggy's favorite was the blue canary, probably because his color matched the shade of her eyes. The plump, jolly Norwich canary delighted them. But the Yorkshire was a favorite of both. His graceful carriage made him very elegant and very handsome. Peggy and Tom got the idea at the same time. The most wonderful gift in the world. The children could hardly wait for Mother's birthday, but it finally came. Then, the moment they had been waiting for. Mother received her gift. It was even more wonderful than they had planned. They could see how pleased she was with her new pet, and Pete, that was his name, sang a birthday song. Tom and Peg had chosen a yellow canary for Mother because that was her favorite color. Like so many other people, the children learned that canaries are an ideal gift for birthdays, anniversary, Mother's Day, Christmas, and Easter. Pete became a very important member of the household. He was a gay little fellow who enjoyed people and seemed to be very proud of his beautiful, endless song. When the children were at school and Father at work, Pete kept Mother company. Tom and Peggy begged Mother to let them take care of Pete. Mother was pleased to let them do this. She knew that while they were enjoying themselves, they were also learning lessons in duty and responsibility. But Pete's requirements were simple. What makes canaries so especially popular as pets is the fact that they require little attention. Peggy and Tom were wise enough to realize the importance of giving Pete only the best food, a diet prepared especially for canaries under controlled scientific conditions. Feeding a bird selected foods is a simple and inexpensive precaution that assures him a long, happy, and melodious life. Pete seemed to concur with his master's decision. His bright eyes, alert movements, and pure, full song indicated he was a very healthy, very satisfied canary. Like humans, canaries too need a balanced diet. It is important that the seed be fresh and clean, and of course nutritious. A cuttlebone provides the lime a canary needs. Food elements a canary craves and would look for if he were out in nature are included in biscuit form. Tom and Peggy quickly learned that feeding the biscuit with the seeds gives their pet a balanced diet. Today, this biscuit also contains vitamin B12 supplement, the marvelous new discovery in the science of nutrition. This vitamin B12 supplement means better health for a canary and better feathering. It makes him alert and lively and more inclined to sing his best. Tom and Peggy would change Pete's drinking water frequently. They would also sprinkle fresh gravel on the floor of his cage. They learned that canaries, having no teeth, use the gravel to grind their food. Gravel takes the place of teeth and must be hard and sharp so that its action in the canary's gizzard will result in grinding food into an easily digested form. The extra fine gravel Tommy chose for Pete is made of crushed quartz, which is thoroughly washed, carefully screened to a uniform size, and then sterilized by heat for purity before being packaged. The favorite event of the day for both Pete and the family was the bath. Most canaries don't need any prompting when it comes to this delightful ritual. Tradition holds that Valentine's Day begins the mating season for canaries. Perhaps it was only coincidence, but it was on Valentine's Day that Father brought this pert, buff-colored female home and introduced her to Pete. Her name was Mimi, and she and Pete seemed to get along from the very beginning. First, Mimi was put into the breeding cage by herself, with Pete in a cage close by. After they had sufficient time to get acquainted, Mother put them together. Soon after, Peggy put some nesting material in the cage, and Mimi promptly went to work building a tidy little nest. The children were fascinated by the idea that they might soon have a family of baby birds. One morning, they came downstairs to say good morning to Pete and Mimi and discovered a tiny blue and brown speckled egg in the nest. Each day thereafter, Mimi laid another egg until there were 3. Mimi was an excellent canary mother, and her 3 babies were hatched and raised successfully. Later, Pete took on his children's education and taught them how to sing. And since Pete was such a superb songster, the children learned their lessons well. What had begun as a thoughtful gift now developed into an exciting hobby. Father set up a breeding room for the canaries, and soon there were many cages, each with its own canary couple raising families of little birds. Mother realized that canary breeding was not only a pleasant hobby, but a very profitable one. There is a demand for these wonderful pets throughout the country. Tom and Peggy saw their modest initial investment in a birthday gift from Mother grow into a productive home aviary. While they had many purchase orders for their fine birds, they often took pleasure in giving canaries as gifts to those that particularly appreciated them. The Bishops were an elderly couple that lived quite alone. Their children had long since grown up, married, and moved away. When Mother gave them a canary, it seemed to them that a ray of sunshine had moved into the house and become alive. Now, there are 2 different types of singers among canaries. The Bishop's bird was a chopper. The chopper is known as the jazz singer of canaries. His voice is loud and strong because he sings with his beak open. His song is natural, full-throated, and bell-toned. When Jane Carpenter had to spend long weeks in bed, the family gave her a pet. He was a roller. By comparison to the chopper, the roller is an opera singer singing from his throat. His tones are soft and somewhat low-pitched, with a sequence of rolls and trills. His voice is the cultivated type. This fellow's song and presence was the medicine that helped keep Jane happy and made her well. Tom and Peggy and their mother and father are a typical American family. There is always a place for a pet of some kind in their home. But of all the pets that America loves, perhaps none brightens hearts and cheers homes the way a singing canary does. It has long been a favorite and always will be. To Tom and Peggy, the canary was once an exotic, unfamiliar bird. Now they're canary experts. But the family has learned more than facts about canaries. They've learned how much richer and fuller life can be with a living hobby. They've learned that canaries are fun.
In the dawn of history, a ring of fire was a talisman against evil. To the fearful, to the superstitious, neither terrors from another world nor fearful denizens of the night could reach you if you were lucky enough to know the magic protection of a ring of fire. Today, there is scientific proof to link the fire ring with protection. Scientific proof that AC fire ring spark plugs promote more surefire power. And where is this proof to be found? The proof is everywhere. Laboratory proof for the superiority of AC has been compiled by engineers in exhaustive testing of fire ring spark plugs, alone and in comparison with other brands, are checked and rechecked for quality characteristics. In this flexibility test, side electrode wire is checked to assure stability during regapping. For these materials will become part of a flawless design. This configuration is the most efficient flashover path ever built into a spark plug without increasing its length. And this longer path, the longest in the industry, means fewer flashovers, easier starting and smoother performance always, especially in damp climates or during wet weather. Engineered by the team which has conceived virtually all the major advances in spark plug design, the AC team, the fire ring spark plug features a special tip, the exclusive hot tip, the tip known as the ring of fire. The hot tip, a long, deeply recessed tip, thin, 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 so that it heats fast, cools fast. In operation, an AC hot tip instantly reaches temperatures hot enough to burn off or inhibit the formation of combustion deposits, to give the spark plug self-cleaning qualities. But the hot tip cools equally fast to prevent pre-ignition problems. It's the length here which determines the heat range. The longer the tip, the hotter the spark plug. And the hotter the spark plug, the higher the heat range number will be. At the Flint plant, 1 out of every 6 of these highly skilled people is engaged in quality control. Machines may stencil, stamp, or transport the parts of an AC spark plug, but it takes skilled people to make the kind of quality judgments that keep AC on top. People who are proud of the product they produce. People who will tell you AC has only one quality, the best. One name under which it is sold, its own. Such pride and integrity make for tough inspections and better products. So much better that at AC, the only ones that are good enough are perfect. The high dielectric aluminum oxide from which AC's patented insulators are made holds electrical leakage to 0. The aluminum oxide, being molded here under great pressure, takes shape in the grinder and is on its way to the kilns, where the intense, prolonged heat of the great ovens fuses the aluminum oxide into a substance next to a diamond in hardness, unexcelled in its mechanical, thermal, electrical, and chemical properties. These thin, tapered insulators are so strong that with constant pressure they can be driven through a steel plate. As pressure is applied, the underside of the steel plate can be seen in the mirror underneath. With ever-increasing pressure, the plate begins to buckle, and the stronger-than-steel insulator comes through, driven through a full quarter-inch steel plate. These insulators are so strong that they will stand up even if, as finished spark plugs, they are pitched into a brick wall. As the distinctive stripes and the AC name go on, the identification number and the heat range classification go on also under the glaze, lasting the life of the spark plug and making replacement with the correct AC fire ring spark plug easier. AC electrodes are made from a special alloy called isovolt, a term to indicate one voltage, a constant sparking voltage. massive, heavier electrodes help explain why AC spark plugs run cooler and wear more slowly, requiring less frequent gap adjustment. Further proof that you get more from the one which gives more, AC. Conductor seal, another technical term, is an AC exclusive process in which the two parts of the center electrode are fused within the insulator in a molten copper glass mixture, which assures efficiency and positive seal through thousands of miles of service. The steel from which AC shells are formed facilitates mass production to precise dimensions. Simultaneous machining actions bring the shell up to a nearly finished state. And then the threads are rolled on. Rolled, not cut. Rolled because rolled threads are smoother, more accurate. Rolled threads assure a better mechanical fit in the ports. And rolled threads have a bonus feature. The rolling process strengthens the spark plug shell. A series of chemical baths lay on a protective, rust-inhibitive new shoe shine. As the gleaming insulator meets that shiny shell, you see the final product. An outstanding spark plug, quality built in at every step in its manufacture. There remains only the exclusive AC heat sealing process, the psycho-weld, which marries shell and insulator into one. And the wedding, appropriately enough, is perpetuated by a ring of fire. Like a heart to the human body, spark plugs provide the pulse of life to an engine. AC fire ring spark plugs are packaged in keeping with that vital function they perform. Packaged individually to indicate their prestige, to protect their precision workmanship, and conveniently boxed in flat packs of 8. The number more than 80% of all customers ask for. In addition to automotive spark plugs, reliable AC is on hand with spark plugs for tractors, lawnmowers, marine engines, and other internal combustion engines. Customers offer proof that AC rates ace high with them by asking for AC spark plugs by name.
ACs, please.
I need a set of ACs.
I'll take ACs.
Thank you. Come in again.
Thank you.
Nah, couldn't have been.
The final proof that AC fire ring spark plugs outperform all others is found here, on the road, in the stop-and-go driving on city streets, where quick starts, smooth idling, and freedom from fouling make AC the leader. And out in those wide-open spaces, where greater passing power and greater gasoline economy make more and more motorists say, it's AC spark plug.
It is part of my story of Hanako-san to say that I have long admired the ukiyo-e paintings of olden times. These magnificent color prints portray the ancient art of Japan, and they capture, too, the loveliness of Hanako-san. She and the beauty which is everywhere about her have filled my visits to Japan with a deep pleasure. But my story is about a robe, the beautiful robe these graceful maidens wear, the kimono. Woven from silk and patterns of long centuries of Japanese culture, the kimono has become the symbol of a gracious and comfortable mode of living, and that is what I like about Japan. In Tokyo, the capital city of Japan, the East and West find a common agreement in the history of past and present. In this ageless city, as up-to-date as any in the world, the old is always witness to the new. And of all the things that are today an evidence of old Japan, perhaps the most Japanese is the kimono. Though not out of place in Japan's busy cities, its basic harmony blends best in a traditional setting, as traditional and Japanese as Hanako's house. And this lovely person is my friend Hanako-san. Her kimono, like her smile, is expressed that is Japan. You know, this is a very simple costume when you consider that it has basically only two parts, the kimono and the obi, or sash, worn about the waist. But when you know what has gone into its design, centuries of thought and artistic effort, it becomes an interesting and intricate creation. In style and shape, kimonos are all about the same. But the Japanese women can do endless things with them until you have as much variety as the seasons of the year. In fact, spring, summer, fall, and winter are reflected in the patterns and materials used. And even more than that, a different type of kimono is worn for the seasons. As long as the Japs take off their shoes when they come into their houses, partitioned by paper screens and sliding paper doors, the most suitable dress. Hanako-san has been expecting a visitor. Hanako's aunt, and has come to discuss plans for a very important occasion. There is much to talk about, but while they are coming into the house, let's leave Hanako to her aunt for a moment, and let's meet Hanako's mother. Here we may again observe the effective simplicity found in Japanese homes. Hanako serves welcome cups of tea. And while the three ladies are visiting, we have an excellent opportunity to observe the differences in their kimonos. Hanako is in her early 20s, and until she is married, she will wear gay designs and brilliant colors. Her kimono has long sleeves, which are a symbol of girlhood. Her aunt is 10 years older. The kimono she wears avoids the spirited color becoming to the unmarried woman. Large designs and stripes give way to a graceful contrast between the kimono and the olive green haori, or coat. The haori is not an essential fit, but very often is effective in setting off the kimono. The lapels are held together by strings. They do not meet in the middle as in Western dress. The haori is usually worn in late autumn and winter as a sort of coat. The color harmony of the obi and kimono is effective and in excellent taste. Hanako-san's aunt wears a drum-style obi called otaiko. This is the type most often seen today. In her early 40s, Hanako's mother wears a more conservative kimono. There is a refinement and unity of colors in her costume not seen in the other two. If Hanako's mother were to wear the dress of her daughter, she would be subject to ridicule. The kimonos here represent good taste and selection in 3 age groups. Position in respect to social status and family is also reflected. These are the proprieties of dress, and they are strictly observed. Hanako-san is going to be married, and I am told soon. When such important matters are in the wind, it is likely that this favorite aunt has come to inspect the young lady's trousseau. Any girl in Japan would cherish Hanako's wardrobe. This obi is made of silk and dyed in the Yuzen style. Its length of more than 13 feet will easily do for the slim waist of Hanako, but she will need lots of material for the bow. The obi keeps the costume in position, but it is equally indispensable as part of its design and beauty. This is a kimono with a striped pattern to be worn only from spring to early summer, and it's very appropriate for street wear. A kimono is worn only during the season for which it was intended. If it is cold in summer, you do not put on a winter costume. You just hope the sun will shine. The visit of Haneko's aunt has taken a more positive turn. They have decided to spend the afternoon shopping for a bridal outfit. Many of the things Haneko will need may come from Mitsukoshi's near the Ginza. But first, a visit to a silk store to select the kimono pattern. After being carefully chosen, the samples will be sent to Kyoto, where artisans will apply ancient skills to reproduce the patterns and colors for the kimono of Hanako-san. While Haneko's wedding outfit is being prepared, let's take a little trip and observe the various uses of the kimono in other parts of Japan. We might first visit Enoshima, where the islanders wear kimonos that are reminiscent of the manners and customs of the Heian period, 12 centuries ago. Here is a kimono used for work and by working girls. It is called kangasuri, named for the splashed white design on an indigo background. Woven of cotton yarns, it has natural beauty and is most suitable for daily wear. Colorful, don't you think? The headdress is an important part of apparel to these ladies, too. Again, combining art with utility, the cotton scarves protect the hair from wind and weather. Here, another kind of headdress demonstrates the amazing ability, not to mention a great deal of strength, of the women islanders. Fresh water must be carried from low areas near the beach into the village. It is a task most strong men would be unable to perform, and it accounts for the perfect postures of these girls. You can try it with books or with pails if you like. To produce silk, you must raise silkworms, and the people of this mountain area are picking mulberry leaves. The cocoons from which silk yarns are drawn need the leaves for food. Tradition and love for comfortable clothing, combined with a natural desire for creative expression, have produced workaday togs peculiar to no other people I have met. A unique kind of hat, and becoming. It is from such models as these that some of our modern dress designers get their inspiration for beach and leisure wear. The slacks are part of another kind of kimono designed to meet the particular needs of the people who labor in the fields. A cord to tuck up the sleeves is a tasuki. It looks much like a pair of red suspenders, doesn't it? Wherever I have traveled in this beautiful country, I have found the kimono to be an integrated and aesthetic part of each lovely setting. Japan, to me, has an ageless quality. Along her seemingly endless seashores, among her rocky islands and her sheltered coves, I found the fishermen living ages in their picturesque villages. After there has been a good catch, the leading fishermen of a village put on their ceremonial dress and walk to a shrine, there to pay homage to their patron deity. A kimono of special pattern is important for this ceremony. The design may be freely translated as a big catch. a bottle of sake is offered on the altar of the shrine. The kimono now serves its traditional ceremonial purpose. It is worn with reverence and a sense of gratefulness. It lends color and spirit to an important occasion. I can only compare a summer in Kyoto with the lovely cherry blossom time which precedes it. Kyoto, with its forested mountains, shrines, and palaces, is considered the cultural capital of Japan. This is a summer kimono called yukata. Made of an unlined cotton, the yukata is a domestic garment for informal summer wear. It is just right after a cool bath. In the old days, the yukata was worn only after bathing like a negligee, but today it has become the accepted summer kimono. Try it sometime when you are in Japan. The relaxed feeling you get is as comforting as can be. Fireworks in one's own garden on a summer evening is an old Japanese custom. They call it flower fire, and the children love it. Children's kimonos have vivid and imaginative patterns: birds, flowers, butterflies, toys, and many others. There is nothing like the yukata for a casual summer's evening. This graceful dance is called yukata of the iris pattern, named for this particular kimono. The dance is traditional and tells the story of the classical Japanese flower, the iris, and how it became the theme of this yukata. Kyoto is the home of the yuzen-zomi. They are the cloths and fabrics dyed in the yuzen style. And this is where the material for Hanako-san's wedding kimono is being dyed. The drying yard is a fascinating place of color. Like a festival, the banners stream out gaily in the wind. I have always thought of them as the flags of many nations fluttering out an international theme. After the material is dyed, the excess color is washed out in the stream of the Kamo River. Its crystal water rippling with silken strands reminds me of Hanako-san. Beautiful Hanako-san. It is autumn now in Tokyo, and the chrysanthemum is queen of flowers. Hanako's home has become a place of activity. The quiet surroundings are witness to the arrangements for the wedding. It is taking place today. And here, embodying centuries of tradition, is the result of all the time and creative effort an artist's skill can produce, the wedding kimono. Dressing the bride is something to watch. It is a process which takes time and much, much patience. The undergarment is as colorful and dainty as most kimonos. It would make a petticoat green with envy. But its beauty is only for the enjoyment of Hanako and her maids-in-waiting, her mother and her aunt. The accessories are kept in a handy lacquered box, and if you watch closely, you will see how they are used. This is that once-in-a-lifetime moment for Hanako, when she will wear a bride's kimono. When she takes it off, she will be a married woman. The obi is the symbol of beauty as it is expressed in Japanese womanhood. And who could express it better than Hanako-san? The bow, particularly, is characteristic of all that is feminine in Japanese art and custom. Hanako-san, you are beautiful. This is your moment, the greatest moment of your life. Pleased? I think you should be. This is a great moment in your lives, too. Nothing has been forgotten, has it? Groomed to perfection. Thank you, Hanako-san, for all that I have learned from you and the traditions and ways of your people, as symbolized by this loveliest of all kimonos. You are the beauty of Japan. You are its new life, bridging the old. May peace and happiness be yours.
Dinner, Pop.
It always is.
Thank you, Mrs. Hale.
Why, of course. It's always good. That's why we come here. Well, we must move along. Good night, Pop.
Well, good night. And thank you, Mr. Hale.
Old customer of yours, eh?
Oh, yes. I've known Mr. Hale and his wife for years. That was their daughter, a new son-in-law with him.
Well, they always ask for you?
Oh, always. I've been advising him for years in what I call my daily double.
Oh, you mean they're horse players?
Oh, no. They're not gambling, and they take my advice.
What is this daily double of yours?
What are you going to do when we close up?
Nothing.
You better come home with me, and I'll tell you about the system that never loses.
I certainly want to hear that.
Let's start at the beginning of this daily double business. Why do people go to restaurants?
Strictly from hunger.
Usually, but not always. Sometimes it's just because they want to eat out for a change. Could be they're celebrating a special event. Maybe it's the music or a floor show or a fashionable spot to be seen in. I know, because in my roving days, I worked in all kinds of places from coast to coast.
Did you always have a lot of regular customers who kept coming back?
Always. Take Mr. Hale. He was in tonight, you know. Mr. Hale told me why in 2 words. Taste memories. That makes for that fine repeat business. And when Mr. Hale orders, it is not, my friend, strictly from hunger. He combines soup, an entree, salad, and dessert with wines. And the result is not just a meal, but a dinner. A dinner that leaves memories. And that's the Daily Double. Good food and good wine. It always pays, and it pays well.
Well, your checks certainly seem to be bigger than mine.
Not only seem to be, they are. I make more steady customers because I'm encouraging people to store up taste memories. And at the same time, I make more money.
But so many of my customers don't want wine.
How do you know? Do you ask them?
Well, no.
I thought as much. Don't forget that for years, newspaper ads have been telling people to drink wine with food. Magazine ads have pictured food and wine for your customers. Many restaurants have a wine display near the entrance to catch the eyes of the customers as they come in. Of course, as soon as a customer sits down at a table, there are reminders of one kind or another that suggest wine with food. Also, in many places, there is a wine list that stays right on the table. Just about everybody likes to read the names of wines, even though they don't know much about them.
Well, that goes for me, Pop. I don't pretend to be an expert as you are.
Maybe our expert is getting a little hungry.
Say, that looks good.
Help yourself, Stan.
I was wondering what your wife was doing in the kitchen.
She has an idea that every hour or so, a man wants something to eat.
And a little wine to make it taste better.
I didn't know this was going to be a party.
Well, just a snack to tide you over until breakfast.
All right, now make me an expert.
Well, hardly that, and you don't need to be. But there are a few things that I could tell you that you should know. To begin with, there are hundreds of wine names, which can be divided into 5 main classes of wine. And as a starter, you should know those 5. First, there's the appetizer, which is served at the very start of the meal. I don't give ice water to customers who know wine. It's just as easy to pour wine as water, and a lot more profitable for all concerned.
What are the appetizer wines?
Sherry and vermouth mainly, and most people like them chilled. Next, we come to the table wines. Our second class is red table wine, like this, which is generally served with meat. Red meat, red wine. That's an easy way to remember.
This is Burgundy, isn't it?
That's right. Some other red table wines are Claret, Zinfandel, and Cabernet. These and many more are produced right in our own country. Our third class consists of white table wines, such as Sauterne, Chablis, and the Rhine wines like Riesling. They go best with fish, fowl, and seafood. White meat, white wine. Keep that in mind. Red wine is served cool or at room temperature, but white wine should always be well chilled.
Appetizer, red table, white table. What's number 4?
Dessert wines, they're sweet, like port, muscatel, tokay, angelica. Most of them come from grapes grown in the hot interior valleys of California. Now we come to the 5th class, which is both white and red and can be served throughout the meal.
Now I am mixed up.
Well, you won't be when I tell you that class 5 is the sparkling wines.
Oh, champagne.
Yes, champagne is white, sparkling burgundy is red. And of course, they should be well chilled before serving. I find that folks like them anytime, before, after, with or without meals.
Let's see if I remember them all.
Shoot.
First, the appetizers, sherry and vermouth. Then the red table wines like Burgundy and Claret. The dessert wines such as port and muscatel. Then the 2 classes that are always chilled. White table wines like Sauterne and Rhine wines. And the sparkling wines, champagne and sparkling Burgundy.
That's fine. Now, what are you going to do about selling?
You tell me.
I've already told you about wine advertising that has paved the way for you. But when a customer's at the table, that's the time when a suggestion by a waiter is pretty likely to get results.
Cocktail or a glass of sherry?
I'll take the sherry.
Sherry.
We have a white wine special today. Would you like a bottle with your chicken?
Well, maybe. Yes, we would.
A bottle of Burgundy with your steak?
Oh, that'd be fine.
A glass of port with your dessert?
And that's all you have to do? Why, Pop, it's a breeze.
One thing more. You'll save yourself a lot of trouble if you keep up to date on the wines on hand.
Well, that's right. The stock may change. Oh, and another thing.
Shoot.
Suppose a customer wants Burgundy, say, with fish. Do you tell him it's the wrong wine?
In the first place, understand there is no wrong wine. Rules like red meat, red wine were made by taste experts. You suggest the wine they recommend, but stop there. Don't argue. I used to know a waiter once. His name was Ulysses. That really was his name. After he'd been around a while, everybody called him useless. Well, one day...
That's 2 fillet of sole, and make 1 very well done.
2 sole.
And 1 very well done.
They're all well done.
And waiter.
Now what?
Bring us a bottle of your special, that Burgundy.
Burgundy?
Yes, Burgundy.
With fish?
Certainly I want it with fish.
White meat and red wine. You won't like it.
But I do like it.
But it's against all the rules.
Forget the rules and bring the wine.
Okay, but I hope nobody sees you.
You could never win an argument like that.
And you shouldn't win. I say let a man eat and drink as he pleases. In some places, the wine, like the food, is served sort of family style, because the folks that go there like it that way. And that's the way they're going to have it, if you ask me, or even if you don't. Then there are other restaurants, where the serving of wine is an elaborate ceremony. The sommelier or wine butler wears his chain and leather apron. This wine ritual goes with very formal dinner parties. Some people who know fine wines and fine foods like this traditional service. Of course, we don't go that far in our place, but still, when I serve a customer, even an old friend like Mr. Hale, I follow a regular routine, as you would have noticed if you've been watching me tonight. Now then, let's go over it again, slowly. First, show the label, so your customer will know he's getting what he ordered. Don't tear off the foil, but cut it, which leaves the bottle neat and attractive. Put the cap in your pocket. Wipe the top of the bottle and the cork. If the bottle has a screw cap, you cut the foil, unscrew the cap, and wipe the bottle. Have a good corkscrew and don't lend it, because then you won't have it when you want it. Screw it through the cork and in full view of your customers, for that's part of the showmanship of serving wine. My friend Useless never found that out. I keep the bottle on the table all the time. Showmanship, my friend. Now you get rid of the corkscrew, and you're ready to serve the wine. With the right kind of a corkscrew like this, there's no trick to it at all, and no need for that knee action. Opening a bottle of champagne is a little different. Loosen the wire hood and remove the top of the foil, keeping your thumb on the cork so it won't pop out unexpectedly. Slant the bottle so the wine is less likely to overflow. Usually, all you have to do is twist the cork slightly to release it. However, hold it so it won't fly out and hit somebody. Have a glass handy so you can start pouring if the bottle overflows. And there you are. If it's not a sparkling wine, wipe off the mouth of the bottle before pouring. It's an old custom to serve the host first. Oh, about an ounce. It gives him any bits of cork, and he has a chance to sample the wine. Give the bottle a twist as you finish pouring, and you won't have to use a napkin. Also, you won't be likely to dribble wine on the tablecloth, which is annoying to the customer, besides giving the laundry extra work. Don't fill the glass to the brim, but leave at least 1/4 of an inch at the top.
I knew you would like red wine with fish.
When you fill the glasses, place the bottle handy so the host or the guests can help themselves while you're away from the table.
Gee, Pop, you get a real kick out of serving wine, don't you?
I get more than that, my friend, because it makes what Mr. Hale calls taste memories, which is just another way of saying repeat business. Also, those bigger checks, they mean more money in our pockets.
That's for me.
And you've got everything in your favor. The American public is demanding more wine all the time. Why, they're now buying over 500 million bottles a year. They have it at home, and they've come to expect it away from home. Serve it to them and serve it right, and you are building up that grand repeat business. If you don't meet competition, you can depend on it, they'll go somewhere else. There's the demand. Now for the wine. In my opinion, you simply can't beat our American wines, and California wines in particular, on the ground of both variety and quality. Right here are the vines, the soil, and the climate to grow the best grapes. And remember, our wineries have the technical experts, too. No better wine growers in the world. American wines for Americans. That's my platform.
How about a piece of American cheese?
Oh, that's nice of you. Thanks a lot.
Through the years, I've never changed my mind about wine. It doesn't make a bit of difference whether you serve wine to folks who drink it regularly and take it as a matter of course with a meal, or whether it is for people who get all dressed up and order wine for some special occasion. Either way, there's something about wine that tends to make a meal an event. It sort of lends an air of festivity to every meal, to every gathering. Why, Stan, when Martha brought in this bottle of wine, even you said, I didn't know this was a party.
I guess I did. I never thought of it that way before.
Have some more cheese, Stan.
Thanks, I will. Tastes mighty good.
Does, eh? Do you think it might be because you have wine with it?
You've got something there, Pop. When it comes to wine, I'm with you all the way.
Yes, sir. One sure way to make good food taste even better is to suggest good wine with it.
Cocktail or a glass of sherry?
We have a white wine special today. Would you like a bottle with your chicken?
A bottle of Burgundy with your steak?
A glass of port with your dessert?
Good food and good wine. It means bigger checks, more repeat business, and more money in your pocket.
That good old daily double.
Play it, my friend, and you can't lose.